Good morning. This is Michelle from Halfway Homestead, and I thought I would give you just a real quick garden tour, part one. And I'm going to go through the vegetable garden, and then later I will do a flower garden slash herb garden, fruit trees kind of video. I will tell you, this is, well, I've been gardening all of my adult life, most of my teenage years, my children, childhood years with my family, and I always go through this season of almost depression. Um, I will tell you, I'm a planting addict. I think I have to be out here every day planting something. And I'm trying so hard to do succession planting this year, stagger the crops. Like I've said before, I'm a school teacher and it never fails. Everything comes ready to harvest when I'm ready to go back to school. And that is just really hard. And so I'm trying to stagger things so that they're not all coming together ready for harvest at the same time. But then I go through this little bit of depression because it does not look like I want it to look. We've had lots of rain. The grass has gotten away from me in a couple different areas, and which I will show you, reluctantly I will show you. And I just want things to be growing faster. I want this garden to be lush and beautiful. And the other night I was just so disappointed, so discouraged that things were not coming up. So I sat down with my journal. I try to journal every time I plant something. I write it in my journal so that I'll have that for future reference. And I sat down and I thought, okay, I'm going to write down what is coming up in my garden. And you know what? There were 9 or 10 things that I could write down, and that kind of lifted my spirits a little. My garden's not too bad. It's early in the season. Today is June 2nd, and it's okay that things are not coming up as fast as I want them to be, considering we had this horrible heat spell that just ruined all of my broccoli and cauliflower and cabbage. And then we had really cool temperatures. And so, yeah, it's just not where I want it to be. And I have to be okay with that. I have a lot more planting to do because, like I said, I'm trying to do the succession planting. And hopefully, oops, I keep moving the camera, sorry. I know this garden is beautiful the way it is. I know in a few weeks it is going to be flourishing with life, and I'll be planting more, and it's just going to be good. God is good. I pray over this garden. I pray to keep the deer away, which I also take measures, which I will show you to try to help with that. I pray that the pests, the bugs will stay away, or at least good bugs will come in, or the birds that eat those bad bugs will come in. Right now my chickens are running around, and so far, thank you Jesus, they have not found the garden. And so once they do, I'll have to stop letting them come out of their pen. But I'm going to start up here at the top, and I'll show you what I have planted and what is coming up. I don't have dates right now in front of me to tell you when I've planted things so that you'll have reference on how big it is, but maybe I can put that in when I edit. All right, so I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what I've got. You'll see my garden helper too. All right, put this hoe down, and I'm losing sunlight. I try to work out here in the mornings whenever the garden is shaded. I just don't deal well with the sun. So here I have 3 different types of potatoes. I have Pontiac, I have Yukon Gold, and let's see, the Pontiac is red, Yukon Gold is yellow. I have a white potato, but I can't really remember what the name of it is. I'll put it in when I edit. So I've got 2.5 rows of potatoes. Then I have onions. And I will tell you, the potatoes and the onions, they were planted, I think, late March or early April. Not really, I can't remember for sure. I have another row right next to the onions of more onions and some volunteer sunflowers. You can see Daisy there in the background laying in the potatoes. I think she likes the straw. Then I have this very grassy patch that got away from me. This is where I had my little greenhouse covers. I had lettuces, which you can see there. There are some carrots and beets in there. I really think that I'm just going to have my husband till it all under and I will start over in this area. But when we tilled up the garden this year and let it set for a while, there were probably over 100 sunflowers that came up on their own, and sadly we had to till a bunch of them down. I'm going to try to save some of these when he comes out to till, but we'll just have to wait and see, and I can always plant more sunflowers. Moving on over, I've got this first row is tomatoes, and I do cage my tomatoes and tie them up. This helps with keeping the deer away. It also keeps my dog from laying in them like she does the potatoes. And I just use jute twine or baling twine to tie those up. But I think I have 4 or 5 different kinds of tomatoes. I have San Marzano Lungo. I have Opalka. I think I'm saying that right. I have black cherry tomatoes. Now, all of those 3 I started from seeds on my own. Got those seeds from, some of them from Baker Creek and some of them from Seed Savers out of Ohio. And then I have a yellow slicing tomato. I really don't like to just eat tomatoes. I love to cook with them. I love to make sauces and salsa. I make spaghetti sauce, and this year I'm going to try to make pizza sauce. But Scott loves to eat sliced tomatoes, especially the yellow ones. And then he brought home this one. I think it's this one. I can't remember which one it is now. He brought home a tomato plant from work that somebody was giving away, and we don't really know what the name of it is. So it'll be a mystery, a surprise. So the bigger plants are the ones that, like the yellow slicer that I bought, or the San Marzano, the black cherry tomato. These little bitty ones are the Opalka. They've really struggled to get established. I have, sorry to move the camera so fast, I have celery. I probably have 12 different celery plants. I love growing my own celery. I love cooking with celery. I don't like to eat celery. Although I do like to put the little leaves in my salads, and like in my chicken salad or my lettuce salad. Coming on down, I've got borage. I've never planted borage before. It's coming up wonderfully, and I have been told it is a great pollinator. So just a couple days ago, I planted some more kale and basil, and it's not up yet. This next row, oh, what did I plant down here? Oh, this is okra. Sorry about my shadow. I'll try to get around here on this side. Okay, so this is okra just coming up. Again, I'm not a fan of okra, but Scott likes it and my kids like it. This next row is peppers. Oh, let's see. All but 2 started from seed. A friend gave me a plant, and I don't know what it is. It'll be a surprise. And then I did buy a sweet banana pepper, and it's really the biggest one in here. The ones that I started from seed came from Baker Creek, and they are Ozark Giant, California Wonder. Oh, the jalapeno came from Seed Savers, and it is supposed to be a jalapeno, but not hot, so jalapeno. I'm excited for that one because we don't like spicy. We're just kind of weird that way. But these little bitty ones are ones I started from seed, and they are growing, believe it or not. This is the one that I bought. It's a sweet banana pepper. Down here on the end, covered with these little trash cans I get at the Dollar Tree, keeps the birds and deer away. I have some zinnias, and I have a calendula. My first time growing calendula. I'm excited about that. On this side, I have sweet potatoes, just one plant there. Over here, I have more sweet potatoes, and I have a chamomile, my first time growing chamomile. Oh, pull that up. We had a mimosa tree here on the edge of where we put the garden. And if I had a mimosa tree farm, I would be set. There are so many mimosa tree starts coming up in here. So here I have dill, which dill is one thing I will succession plant. I use a lot of dill when I make pickles. I also like to add dill to salads. Then I have another round of carrots. And these, the dill and the carrots and the kale I'm getting ready to show you, I bought those at Dollar Tree. Their seeds are 4 for $1. I hope you're able to see this. And then this is the kale. Honestly, it's really too hot here right now for kale. I planted this. Sorry about that. I don't know how much I missed, but I accidentally shut the button off. But this cattle panel on the end was damaged, and we had to cut off the end of it to be able to use it, so it's much shorter. Looks like an igloo. I'm going to move that one and try to straighten it out and use it for probably some peas. But I'll do that. I'll move it now, plant peas in the fall. It's too hot for peas right now. Moving on down, more empty space. This will be probably more beans, green beans. And my row of pumpkins. I'm so excited. The first few plants are seeds I saved from last year, and honestly I don't remember which one is which, but I saved the little miniature pumpkins. I like to take those into my classroom during our fall party and let the kids paint on those, and it's always been my dream to grow enough for my class. So far that's not happened. I have grown almost enough, just had to buy a few to fill in, but I also saved seeds from a sugar baby pie pumpkin. And I honestly don't know which ones have come up and which ones haven't. I'll probably plant a couple more of each of those just to make sure I have enough. Down here on this end of the pumpkins, I planted Cinderella pumpkins and the Geet, Okasama, or Okasawa, I can't remember how to say that. I got both those seeds from Baker Creek. And I am excited. I'm so hopeful that they will produce lots of pumpkins. I want to preserve some pumpkin. I want to be able to decorate with the pumpkins, and I want to be able to share the pumpkins. One of my favorite things about gardening is sharing. I love to share with friends and family. I am going to take you right down here to the berries just because they're close. This sad spot was blueberries. Did not do well, but I watched a video this morning on putting blueberries in a pot, and I think I'm going to try that probably next spring. I have raspberries and I have blackberries here. These were, well, I started this bed 2 summers ago, and then last summer we added a few plants, a few vines that we bought at the local nursery. These raspberries are so good, so sweet, and so beautiful. Such a beautiful color. Over here on this side, I have thornless blackberries, which I'm excited about. And you can see they are just loaded. I got a couple berries off of this plant last year. Last year was the first year we planted it. And so I'm excited for a much bigger berry harvest this year. And right here behind me is asparagus that we're trying to get established. I transplanted this asparagus in March of 2020 when we moved here, and just letting it grow, letting it turn to the fern looking fronds, and put those nutrients back into the tuber. And hopefully next year I will be able to harvest some of this, although I'm thinking I'm probably going to move this asparagus bed, and I want to add some more asparagus tubers. I think they're called tubers. More plants. I want to add some more. But also, so here is a view of the garden from downhill. And it is gorgeous. It truly is. I need to get over my anxiety of it not doing as much as I want it to do, as quickly as I want to do it. But yeah, it is what it is, and it's going to be amazing. So I want to leave you with this right now. Sorry about the trucks going by. Oh, way up there next to the utility pole, I have a bed of garlic. I'll show you that later. I hope I have inspired you to get out there and garden. Try not to be too disappointed when things aren't coming up as quickly as you want them to. I know it's something I struggle with, and I will get over it. For too long, I'm going to be so tired of picking beans that I'll just be ready to throw in the towel, but I won't do that. And you all have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye.